So what happens when the dollar weakens? On the one hand, American exporters benefit from a weaker dollar. A cheaper dollar makes US-made goods more affordable to buyers overseas, so naturally you will see an uptick in demand. And that is, of course, good news for American manufacturers, for farmers, and other producers. But then on the flip side, consumers, you and I, will take a hit. When the dollar is weak, the cost of imported goods rises. That means that you could pay more for your usual purchases, such as electronics, clothing, and anything else that is made abroad and then subsequently imported into the United States. And because inflation tends to creep up with a weaker dollar, interest rates might also follow. It will raise costs on mortgages, on car loans, and credit card debt. Even the US government will feel the impact. A weaker dollar and rising interest rates mean Washington has to pay more to finance its surging deficit, which could eventually force very tough choices. What I'm referring to here is the increase in deficit is going to eventually result in budget cuts. So where does the Trump administration stand? On one hand, President Trump has often cheered a weaker dollar as a way to boost American exports and to compete with countries that manage their currencies for trade advantage. But of course, his team isn't all aligned. They're not all on the same page with regards to many things. They're not on the same page with regards to foreign security policy, and they're not on the same page with regard to economic policy too. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent insists that the United States supports, quote, a strong dollar policy. Meanwhile, other officials have openly embraced the benefits of a weaker currency. So what happens next? Could the US dollar actually lose its spot as the world's reserve currency? While there are shifts away from the US dollar and toward currency multipolarity, the US dollar will not be replaced overnight. Global investors hold over $31 trillion in US assets, and it is not something that you can actually unwind very quickly. And since the US appears to be set on a highly protectionist path at this point in time, the trend to move away from the US dollar and move toward safer assets for bank reserve purposes and for trade and investment purposes, that trend is accelerating. The dollar's dominance has started to erode. It is an undeniable truth.